Praise thy holy name, Father. Bless this video. Let your will be done and guide me in your words to describe this vision you have given me. Father, help me put it in the words that you want me to say. In the name of Yahshua HaMashiach. Amen. Yes, the last few days I'd been sick. I'm feeling much better today. It was almost like I was giving birth. But I had this vision. It was very plain. Really, whether it was a more of a dream or a vision, because I had laid down and I went in and I started seeing this. I saw a large red dragon fall from out of the sky and land on earth. And as this dragon opened its mouth, its tail began to sweep out and around and drawing people into its open mouth. It didn't chew them up or eat them, but it just swallowed them whole, alive. And I know you may say I always pick on Elizabeth and her group, but I seen amongst this group was Elizabeth and some of her bunch that was with her being dragged into this beast, this dragon's mouth. I've seen many preachers. I believe I seen Kenneth Copeland as one of them. I've seen other preachers with their mega churches, and the people that was really following them more so than Christ, Yahshua, was dragged into this beast, the belly of this dragon. Oprah Winfrey was one of them. Many stars, even leaders of countries, was drugged into this belly. I'm on the computer. Love you. Anyway, I've seen these. I mean, it just from all countries, from all nations, was being drugged into this dragon. And there was even a few at the last minute realized, and they started screaming no, no, and wanting to run away, but it was already too late. They were caught up in the mess of people being dragged into the belly of this dragon. And then I seen all of these people that had been drugged in, from all nations, from all countries, from all religions, Christianity, Judaism, Muslim, Buddhism, all of them were they were drugged into this mouth and went into the belly of this dragon, this red scarlet dragon. And then the mouth closed. And then when it opened up again, I seen these same people that had went in come walking out, but they were like in trances. They were like in a hypnotic state, and they come out. And each group that looked on the face, and they would point to him, the dragon. And when they would point to him, if you were a Christian, whatever you pictured Jesus in your mind, that's what you saw. Many black people that picture him black, that's what they saw. Instead of the red dragon, they saw a black Jesus. Many saw him as Jesus in some of the pictures that are painted of Jesus. That's what they would see. And they would bow down and worship. The Muslims seen their Mahdi, or whatever that name is, and I'm sorry, I'm not pronouncing it right, but they saw him. Buddhists seen their God. The Hindus seen their God. Whatever they had in their mind, whatever they pictured their God as, that's what they saw. They didn't see the dragon. They seen whom they believed in. And this whole group mashed together. And as they mashed together, they went and crawled upon this scarlet beast that had risen up out of the waters. And the leaders of the countries that had been pulled in began to take the positions amongst the world. And one of them was Obama, because he will be elected this coming year. But these leaders come out and begin to take positions according to what they were destined to take. And I seen this mash of people mashed together from all religion become this woman. This woman that sitteth on the back of the beast. And I seen the form of her take form very specifically. And as she formed, her power was great. And they went out to go and bring other followers in to the dragon to become one with him as they are one with him. And we always thought, or I had always heard, that she was a Catholic Church. But I begin to realize that the woman that's sitting on the beast is not the Catholic Church, but the Catholic Church is part of this whole mess. But I've seen I seen how she would drink of the blood and rejoice in the blood. She would rejoice, literally rejoice in people's death as they died, when they would not turn to the God that they saw in the beast. And she become the great Babylon. She become the one that sat upon the beast. It is the hour, it is the day that we should stop and look at where we're at. The time is growing short, very short. And we don't understand many things that are written here in Revelations. But there are many secrets that are here that we have been so confused about. And we've often wondered what they are. But Babylon is a state of confusion. That's exactly what it means, confusion. And when these seven vials are going to be poured out, they're going to be poured out on all that have the mark of the beast upon them. Because it says in John, let's just read the chapter 17, okay? Then came one of the angels with the seven bowls, and he said to me, Come, I will show you the judgment of the great whore, who is setting by many waters. The kings of the earth went whoring with her, and the people went on earth had become drunk from the wine of her whoring. He carried me off in the spirit to the desert, and I saw a woman sitting in a scarlet basket filled with blasphemous names, and having 7 heads and 10 horns. And the woman was dressed in purple scarlet, and glittered with gold and precious stones and pearls, and in her hand was a golden goblet filled with the obscene and filthy things produced by her whoring. On her forehead was written a name with a hidden meaning, Babylon the Great, mother of whores and of the earth obscenities. I saw the woman drunk from the blood of God's people, that is, from the blood of the people who testify about Yahshua, Jesus. I see her. I was altogether astonished. Then the angel said to me, Why are you astonished? I will tell you the hidden meaning of the woman of the beast with the 7 heads and the 10 horns that was carrying her. The beast you saw once was, now is not. At the time when John wrote this wasn't the Roman Catholic Church, as people try to say, because Rome was in power when John wrote this on the Isle of Patmos. So that beast that people think is a Catholic Church is not, because it says, the beast you saw once was, okay, now is not. The kingdom of Babylon fell, and during the time of John was not, and will come up from the abyss, but it is on its way to destruction. The people living on earth whose names have not been written in the book of life since the foundation of the world will be astonished to see this beast that once was, now is not, but is to appear. So there is going to be such a great leader coming up out of the land of Babylon, Iraq, because they truly don't have a real true leader. They have one kind of, but there's one that's coming very soon, great. This calls for a mind with wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 hills on which the woman is sitting. Also, they are 7 kings. 5 have fallen, 1 is not living now, and the other is yet to come. And when he does come, he must remain only a little while. The beast which once was, now is not, is an 8th king, and it's going to be an 8th king coming up out of Iran. It came from the 7, and it is on its way to destruction. The 10 horns you saw are the 10 kings who have not yet begun to rule, but they received the power as kings for 1 hour along with the beast. They have one mind, and they hand over their power and authority to the beast. They will go to war against the Lamb, but the Lamb will defeat them because he is Lord of lords, King of kings. Those who are called, chosen, and faithful will overcome along with him. Then he said to me, the water that you saw where the whore is sitting are people, crowds, nations, languages. As for the 10 horns that you saw and the beast, they will hate the whore, bringing her to run, leaving her naked, eating her flesh, and consuming her with fire. For God put it in their heart to do what will be fulfilled as his purpose, that is to be of one mind, give their kingdom to the beast until God's words are accomplished, their encounters. And the woman you saw is a great city that rules over the kings of the earth. And there is going to rise a great city out of Babylon again, like it was in the days of Nebuchadnezzar. And they shall arise, and all of these people that come out of the belly of the dragon that was changed will come to that area. Elizabeth, that's why you're over there. That's why you had to go overseas and go to the area you're in, because you are part of this great whore, because there are many along with you that will enter in to the belly of the dragon because of your hate and your refusal of repentance. Like Kenneth Copeland and others, they worship they worship money more than God, preaching the prosperity message, and those that fall in league with it will be drugged into this belly of this dragon. And the ones that got into the belly that was fighting, they were left behind and was consumed by the great fire in the belly of the dragon. 18. After these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, and he had great authority, and the earth was lit up by his splendor. He cried out in a strong voice, "She has fallen, she has fallen. Babylon the Great, she has become a home for demons, a person for every unclean spirit, a prison for every unclean hated bird, for all the nations, having drink of the wine of God's fury, caused caused by her whoring. Yes, the kings of the earth went whoring with her. That's these leaders that are being dragged into the belly of the dragon, along with all of these so-called prophets, spiritual people that worship spiritually the way they want, but not the true God. For all the nations have drinking the wine of God's fury, caused by her whoring. Yes, the kings of the earth went whoring with her, and from her unrestrained love of luxury. And Elizabeth, you do have a very strong, unrestrained love of luxury. You've even told me God wants us to be beautiful, wants us to have fine things, live in good places. The world's businessmen have grown rich. Then I heard another voice out of heaven saying, "My people, come out of her, so that you will not share in her sins, so that you will not be infected by her plagues, for her sins are a stinky mess piling up to heaven, and God has remembered her crimes. Rendered to her as she has rendered to others. Pay her back double for what she has done. Use the cup in which she was brewed, to draw her a double-sized drink. Give her as much torment and sorrow as the glory and luxury she has herself. For in her heart she says, I set a queen." And many people that believe they are called like Elizabeth, that think they have the power and the only word of God, thinks that they sit like a queen. Kenneth Copeland, Benny Hinn, Oprah Winfrey, so many others. I've seen so many others being go into the belly and come out, and all walk as one, as if they were in a daze. And the words they spoke what they were taught in that dragon. Rendered to her as she rendered to others. Pay her back double for what she has done. Use the cup up which she has drawn, to draw her a double-sized drink. Gave her as such torment and sorrow as the glory and luxury she gave herself. And they do. Elizabeth does it. Benny Hinn does it. Kenneth Copeland does it. All of these high authority thinking ministers that think they have the ultimate power, the ultimate word, pamper themselves. For in her heart she says, I set a queen. I am not a widow. I will never see sorrow. And isn't that what they're saying? Haven't you listened to what Elizabeth and them says? Haven't you heard what Benny Hinn has said? Haven't you heard what other ministers say? Therefore her plague will come in a single day, death, sorrow, and famine, and she will be burned with fire, because Adonai God, her judge, is mighty. And the kings of the earth who went whoring with her and sharing her luxuries will sob and wail over her when they see the smoke as she burns, standing a distance for fear of her torment that will come. And know that great city Babylon, the mighty city. In a single hour your judgment is coming. In a single hour, all of these people that are mashed together, that come out of the belly of the dragon, that will help set up the seat in Babylon, will be destroyed quickly. And they will demand much. They will demand much. The best of the garments, the best of food, the best of everything, because isn't that what the prosperity preachers say, for one? I've even heard Elizabeth say the best. God wants her to have the best. She'll fit in quite well with this group because she wants the best. And they will buy their merchants, and they will buy gold and silver and gems and pearls and fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet, all rare woods, all ivory goods, all kinds of things made of scented wood, brass, iron, marble, cinnamon, cambrium, incense, myrrh, frankincense, wine, oil, flour, grain, cattle, sheep, horses, chariots, and bodies, and people's souls. The fruit you lust for with all your heart have gone, and the luxury and flashness has been destroyed, never to return. That's why the sellers of these things who got rich from these people that are mashed together over there, that has built up Babylon once again. What was, but is not right now, and not even right then in John's time when he wrote, is quickly coming to pass and will come to pass over there. And the sellers of these things who get rich from her will stand at a distance for fear of her torment, weeping and mourning and saying, "Oh no, the great city used to wear fine linen, purple, scarlet. She glittered with gold, precious stones and pearls. Such great wealth in a single hour run." And all the shipmasters and passengers, sailors, and everyone making his living from the sea stood in a distance and cried out when they saw the smoke as she burned. What city was like the great city? And they threw dust on their heads as they wept and mourned, saying, "Oh no, the great city, the abundance of her wealth, made all the ship owners rich. In a single hour she is ruined. Rejoice over her heaven. Rejoice, people of God." The disciples, the prophets, for in judging her, God has vindicated you. Then a mighty angel picked up a boulder the size of a great millstone and hurled it into the sea, saying, "With violence like this will the great city Babylon be hurled down, never to be found again." And you see that in Isaiah and even in Ezekiel, the total destruction of Babylon. It will be so destroyed that not even the beast of the field, it will become a haven for the beasts of the fields and the fowls of the earth. The sound of the harps and musics and flute players and trumpets will never again be heard in you. No worker of any trade will ever again be found in you. The sound of a mill will never again be heard in you, and the light of a lamp will never again shine in you, and the voice of a bridegroom and bride will never again be heard in you. For your businessmen were the most powerful on earth, and they will be the most powerful on earth. All the nations were deceived by her magic spell. In her was found the blood of the prophets and of God's people, indeed, of all who have ever been slaughtered on earth. People that hate and pray hate and bitterness and destruction are on people within their hearts. When you hate a person, you have killed them. So my blood, Pastor George's blood, T.J. Brooks' blood, and many others, too numerous to tell, is in Elizabeth and her immediate bunch that will be dragged into this dragon. But see, it's not just her. She's not just the scarlet alone. There are many others that will be dragged in because of their ability to hate people so violently right now and pray curses and pray destitution upon people and death upon people will be manifest. Because I've heard Elizabeth, see, I haven't heard these other people say this, but I have heard Elizabeth plainly pray for destruction, especially on Pastor George. On one of the last conversations on the phone, she was so angry. She was cursing him in the name of God, in the name of Yahshua HaMashiach, the name that they now spell that come from Nikki, because she told me that Nikki told her that Yeshua's name was, I can't even pronounce it right, but it's the name they call him now. Yahshua. You know who I'm talking about. Elizabeth, Satan spoke to your husband's ear and told him to call Jesus Christ, Yeshua, that name that did not come from God. He was deceived, and you were deceived because of him. So I plainly tell you, that is not the name of Jesus Christ. But as you mash in together with these other people, and you will be totally accepted by them, and you will totally accept them, you all will become one. And you know, you preach about zombies. You've had the vision and dreams of zombies. Well, you know, in a way, I have to agree. When you all are brought into the belly of the great dragon, your spirits will be totally changed into the evilmost part of your heart. What's in your heart will totally break forth, and evil spirits will possess you. And when you come out, you will be walking like zombies. I mean, you all will be in one accord, one agreement, and you will not have any life of your own, but that thing that lives in you and rules you will become in one agreement. And you all will think it's a good thing. And you will go after the ones that will not accept your way of believing. And you do that right now. So you have already begun to enter in to the mouth of the great dragon. And it breaks my heart. But not only you, Oprah Winfrey in her teachings has already begun to enter in. So many others are being dragged in by the tail of this red dragon, which is Satan. And you will mash together and become one. And you will help set up a kingdom with beautiful gardens like it happened during Nebuchadnezzar's time, because that's why people will be astonished. The ones that don't have their name written in the book of life of the Lamb will be so astonished when they see this city between the two rivers begin to mash together in one mind, in one thought, building this beautiful city with this beautiful beast that they will see as their Savior. Please, people, watch your hearts. That's why Yahshua kept saying, watch, stay awake, don't go asleep, watch, be ever ready, gird yourself up, get your shoes on, get that helmet on, get that shield ready. Get ready, for we are in these last days, and you will soon see many things beginning to happen. Because after right now, we're in a lull because things are going on underneath the water that we cannot see. But because of Obama and the election and everything. But after the election, after he takes that final oath for the 4 years that he will have, many changes will happen suddenly next year. Things are going to be happening this year yet, but they're under the water where many people can't see because their eyes are over here looking at things that's happening at the election, at Afghanistan, at Iraq and Iran and all of the Muslims and things, and they're getting ready to mash together to go up against Jerusalem. People, wake up. Wake up. It's time not to sleep. It's time to wake up, for the hour is now at hand. Wake up, people. Wake up. Or you might be one of them at that last minute begin to fight against the beast, and he swallows you up anyway. Father, in the name of Yahshua, please bring your people out of these things. Please let your children's eyes be open and ears be on deaf. Let them see your glory and come to you and stand with shield and buckler. And Father, let them see they must be prepared. They must be prepared. It's not the time to sleep. It is a time to be wide awake, because you alone are the God of gods. You alone are the one that brings and creates all things. Oh, Yahshua HaMashiach, have mercy upon your children. Cover us with your blood. For you are the ark. As Moses built the ark that held his family and held the people, the animals, and the birds and things that came upon this ark to be saved. After the door is closed, it is too late. After the floodwaters has started, it was too late for the world. But this time it will be with fire. It will be with fire. And even the creatures in the sea will die this time. They didn't die in the flood time, but they will die. This earth will be totally cleansed. Totally cleansed of the sin, of all sin, of the lust of the flesh, the desires of the heart of this world, of the hate for man. It will be all cleansed and burned away. Father, wake your children up now before it is too late. In the name of Yahshua HaMashiach, amen and amen. This is my Pentecostal message to you. This was given to me on Pentecost. I give it to you now. In the name of Yahshua HaMashiach, be blessed.